Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Twilight Council. My name is Frank Fields and to my left is Andrew Kibblesdon. To my right is Tim Robin Fraser. How are you guys doing today?
Doing good, man. Today I had my sandwich, had some pickles, some hash browns, and it was good in my stomach now, so I'm ready to talk about
the quality,
StarCraft.
The quality
Brandon
breakfast.
Street Cafe,
That's right.
man.
Yeah.
If you're ever in San Francisco, you should stop there.
It is
George
great.
is pretty good
George
at making
is
sandwiches.
good at making sandwiches.
Cheese bagels. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah. All right.
I like the croissant we had today.
It was good.
First time. All right, StarCraft.
Bacon.
We should
So
probably.
the first topic we have is about roster changes. Teams getting rid of players, teams picking up players. The one I liked was Mouse picked up the American player Chris Illusion Lee, who was just at the Dice Showdown that we hosted. And then in the losing players, Fnatic removed Oz and Alive, which kind of is the end of an era. You know, when they picked up those players, it looked like they were going to have a dominant Korean team.
Yeah.
But Andrew, what do you think about Fnatic letting go of their Koreans and Chris Illusion being picked up by Mouse?
You know, they did say that they lost their house that they had in Korea, and ever since then they just didn't feel like they've been able to provide for the players in Seoul that they've really wanted to, you know, the amount of training that they wanted to give to them. So it's an understandable move here. Unfortunately, of course, for those players, it's going to make things a bit more difficult. But overall, I think it's going to be positive for them. They've had a little bit of a falling out since then. So Alive and Oz, I wish them the best moving forwards, and hopefully they could find a new team.
Yeah, when Alive had just gotten picked up by Fnatic, he made round of 4 Code S, and people were saying he looked like the best player in the world, and then he won IPL 4. So it looks like Fnatic's a little bit on the downturn. What do you think about Mao's adding Illusion? Do they look like they're finally getting back to where they were last year?
I'm so happy. I mean, it's cool, it's Mouse or whatever, but I'm happy for Illusion, man. I've known Illusion forever, and that kid deserves to be somewhere where he can have a training regimen to become an awesome player. He's going to be around some amazing players. He's going to be around Mana. He's going to be around Hero Marine, which is actually a younger player on Mouse that people kind of underestimate. They're by a top-tier caster with Calaris. I really like Mouse being there, and they gave him a really good deal. From what I heard, I get to talk to him personally, and he's really excited. So being excited about getting onto a team that he wants to be with is going to make him play better overall. So I'm happy for Illusion, and I think it's a great pickup for Mouse, and I'm glad they went out and got him, because once he didn't have a place with Quantic and he wasn't picked up quickly, I was getting a little bit on the upset side, because this guy deserves to be somewhere.
Yep, and you can look for Illusion in IPTL as Mouse is an amateur and trying to get through for the first time since Team Arena Challenge 2 was the last time they were in the tournament after they finished second in Team Arena Challenge 1. So I hope that they do well. Next is we have more Team League news. We have GSTL. The surprising / big announcement, obviously Heart of the Swarm preseason for GSTL, as next GSTL season is going to be Heart of the Swarm. Added on top of that, we're going to open up with Eve versus Aphrodite in StarTale versus Azubu, which is going to be the first match. Do you care about Eve versus Aphrodite?
Honestly, I mean, it's StarCraft, man. I honestly enjoy anything that has to do with StarCraft. I know there's opposing sentiments here, but hey, you know what? Honestly, esports is business. It needs to be treated as such. There's a lot of people that think that, you know, oh no, it's a pure sport and we need to be true to the sport. But you know, we want to make this a sustainable model, and so because such, you do whatever you feel is going to bring in the viewers, and I think this is a great publicity move here from Go.
Yep, the other matches include FXO versus Prime, NS Hosa versus MVP, and LGIM versus Axiom Acer. Which of those matches are you most looking forward to? Tim?
LGIM versus Axiom Acer is going to be great, just for the mere fact that we're going to see a chance to have Scarlet in the GSTL, which is awesome, and of course MMA, because they're going to be partnering up with Axiom there. But what I really care about, to be honest, is the actual maps themselves, because they're going to be putting Sidewinder and Atlas, which are community maps that we actually found. And I also care about the maps right now.
You're all about the maps
I know. That they're really good in Wings of Liberty, so I'm really hoping that with Heart of the Swarm, I want to see how they're played out, and it's really, really big for me, because I want to see how those maps
do. You think it'll make a big difference whether they're used on Heart of the Swarm and Wings of Liberty? You think the racial imbalances will be different, better?
I don't know, man. It all depends on how Hellbot drops are going to be.
Man.
They just got nerfed. We'll see how strong they are on those maps. I don't know. I'm just glad for the new maps. They're different tile sets.
They're good.
They look different.
They're going to be good on
those
maps.
Which is great. It's just recycling maps is really important for me. So I'm glad GSTL is doing this, and hopefully other tournaments will follow as well.
Yep. And look for the IPL map pools. That is being decided next week, guys. So you'll see an announcement on that coming very, very soon. I'm probably going to take a page out of GSTL's playbook there also. Staying on GSL topic, we have the round of 8 coming, and it's a pretty cool round of 8. Even though Parting did not start as a Kespa player, I guess technically we have 4 Kespa players in the round of 8. Innovation making his 2nd in a row trip to top 8,
So
which
good.
is pretty crazy. Curious getting back in the top 8. Parting and Tasia, even with all of his wrist problems, has made another top 8 of a GSL, which is crazy. You could call this like the top 8 of Souls. We have Sulky and Parting. Who do you like going into the top 8, and who do you think can actually win the whole thing?
You know, you got to look at the experience that some commentators have watching these players come through. And you look at what Artosis was saying about Tasia. He immediately was just like, this could be our GSL champion way back in the round of 32. And, you know, not to say that that's definitely the case or anything. In fact, I'm really liking Sulky's ZVT. I think Sulky can take Tasia. So, I mean, that may just end that right there.
Yeah.
But either way, Tasia playing very, very well right now. Innovation, of course. Maybe his time is due, playing exceptionally well. And Parting has been pretty strong recently, but in those series versus life, a little bit unsteady, and we got a lot of Zergs in here, so I don't know if Party's going to be able to push through. I'm looking for Sulky, man. I really think he's got a big shot at this.
Yeah, people were saying at the beginning, when the Kespa players first started playing, that Sulky was really the player who was way ahead of all the other ones. Then he kind of took a backseat to Flash, but now you see he's in top 8 GSL, which is really impressive.
Yeah, I agree. I think a Kespa player is going to take it in some way.
Really? You think so?
I think it's going to be either Innovation or Roro. If you've watched Pro League at all, Roro's matches have been stupid good.
Yeah.
Like, it's ridiculous watching him and being completely impressed. I really feel like if he could take out MC, which MC I actually kind of feel is maybe the weaker of those 8 players, to be honest with you.
Yep.
I hate to say it, the boss house himself, but I feel like he might be the weakest there. And if Roro could take him out, getting to a top 4 and possibly get a ZBZ, he's going to crush people.
Yeah, Doe's been famous for saying that MC is the 2-base player that has won GSLs doing nothing but 2-base all-in. So
That micro, man.
There are some MC haters out there, obviously some of the best micro in the world. Do you think that a Kespa player can win GSL this
Oh,
time?
can they? Yes. Will they? It's going to be tough. You know, a lot of these guys are coming in and none of them have the experience of being at a GSL finals, of being in that situation where all the pressure is on you in this entirely different game than Brood War. So if they feel comfortable enough, you know, and then they can draw the parallels, you know, being in this situation and being in a similar situation in Brood War, perhaps. But it also could be that, you know, too much strain, man. This is a new game, and I'm going to be really excited. I think that we will see a Kespa player, though, in the finals. Even with the ratios and with how well they're playing, it definitely will have one in the finals. It's going to be tough for him to take it,
Putting
though.
you on the spot, who wins?
Sulky.
GSL?
Yeah.
Overall?
Yeah.
If Roro wins this week, he'll win. If he doesn't, then I actually will go with Tasia.
I actually am going to pick Sulky. I think this is Sulky's time. I think he's playing really well. All right, we're going to move over to IPL 6 with all of the Korean players and none of the Terran players.
Yeah.
So far, we have 3 Terrans that have qualified for IPL 6. Obviously, we still have quite a few spots to be decided with the Chinese qualifiers. With the IPTL players, it's going to be 12 of them, and then the ESF players. But still, we only have Polt, Marine King, and Alive that have qualified for IPL 6 so far. Who do you like out of the field so far, and what do you think is wrong with the Terrans right now? Tim, if you want to take that one.
Man, before the patches, I guess Zerg was just really strong. Some of these were actually played a little bit before one of the patches, I believe. So Festa Terrans weren't nerfed at that time. So a few of them didn't actually make it in. I don't know, man. Like, our foreign Terrans just didn't do so well. In our NA regional, we actually only had 1 Terran make it to the 2nd round. 1, and that was Trimaster.
Yeah, wow. Yeah,
that was it. The rest was all
great.
Zergs. The Korean Terrans, of course, are just fantastic overall. I mean, they're showing it. Marine King played very well in his qualifier that he got through. Of course, Polt was already invited back. I'm just really hoping that with IPTL, they just send 12 Terrans. Like, all their team, whoever makes it up picks just pure Terrans and gets it down. Because we really need to. We have a good balance of Zerg and Protoss. We just need to get that Terran column filled. So, we'll see how it goes, man. They're just having a hard time right now.
Yeah, really, other than, you know, Lucifron, Kost, there aren't a whole lot of foreigner Terrans out there, and it seems like the Korean Terrans haven't made it in. So what do you think is going on with that?
You know, what do I think's going on with that, with Terrans not being able to make it in?
Yeah. Why are Terrans so bad, Andrew?
Oh, man.
You know, that's tough, man. Bioplay is just not working as well,
That's very
simply
true.
put. And Zergs are getting greedier and greedier. We're seeing getting really good with Overlord scouting, with creep spread. Creep spread is the biggest difference of all.
Yeah, you saw Scarlet at Dice. The creep spread
Oh,
was
yeah.
ridiculous.
Well, you know, Jaedong started doing it, and he was just killing people with Banelings till like 20 minutes into the game. And you realized how offensive you can be, because you want to be offensive with Zerg. You want to be able to lose your units or fall back and be able to make more units, have more time to react. And he's been so offensive with his Banelings, and everybody went, why is this working so well? And so we've been seeing these 5-minute 30 third bases, which are just so quick from what we used to see in Zerg versus Terran, and Terrans have found a great way to deal with it. We've been seeing engineering blocks on natural expansions. Okay, it slows them down sometimes, but
a little bit.
Yeah, a lot of times you actually prevent the eBay from getting down at all, and I think Terrans need to still adjust to the adjustment that we've seen from Zergs in the metagame.
Yeah, and speaking of Jaedong, he is qualified, and EG could send him, regardless of if they get in through IPTL. Do you think that Jaedong has a legitimate chance to actually win IPL 6? He's taken a backseat to Flash. He was his co-Bonjour for years. He has not done it in StarCraft 2 yet. Do you think he can do it in Wings of Liberty at IPL 6?
It's a tough one. He's having a lot of problems with Protoss right now, and I just... Zerg versus Terran looks very good, albeit sometimes, you know, he will lose games that he could have won, but I'm worried about his Protoss. But how about you, Tim? I know you feel kind of the same way.
His best of ones are okay when you compare for people on Pro League, but in GSL even he hasn't done well. Actually, a majority of Kespa players that were actually encoding the up and downs, none of them made it out.
Yeah.
There's the ones that already encode S are still in there. It's just... It's going to be hard for him, of course. Best of threes are really important when you come to a tournament where you're actually playing game after game after game. It's different. We actually haven't seen Jaedong do that, really, except on online tournaments.
That's actually a really good point.
who do you guys say the favorites going into IPL 6 will be? Just with, you've seen the list a little bit. Who do you think?
I'm just going to pick a Terran just to be that guy. I'm going to pick Polt. I think he's going to do really well, man.
Third place last time?
Yeah, man. He's got it. He played really well at IPL 5. And
yeah.
Hyun!
Hyun!
There you go.
Of course, Hyun. All right. The last topic we have is a little bit of a lighter topic. People were joking about the 6 GB mystery patch, which was a little weird. They've now revealed that they are kind of doing a merging of the clients so that you'll be able to use Wings of Liberty and Heart of the Swarm. What do you think this actually means as far as what Blizzard is doing with the clients? There's some speculation that they might actually make Wings of Liberty free to play. Do you think that's a possibility?
Yeah, definitely a potential move here. I mean, if you're going to put all the work into porting your upgrades and all the advancements that you've made in interface and gameplay into an old client as well, it takes a lot of work and a lot of effort. So you got to have something that you want to show for that. Wings of Liberty is going to be a game in and of its own right, but I think most people are going to be moving on, of course, to Heart of the Swarm. So the fact that they're going back and doing this to Wings of Liberty does maybe make it seem like that. I'll say, though, I'm going to miss it a little bit because there's something about opening up that client that you played, when you were... Yeah. It was 4 or 5 years ago.
I still play Warcraft 3, and I just love doing that. Tim, any opinion either way about the recent patch and the changes? Obviously, we have global play, replay sharing. It's all coming to Wings of Liberty.
Putting it on one interface, it's a good idea, man. Especially if it goes free to play, like you were mentioning, with Wings of Liberty, you can get free play. If a player wants to learn StarCraft, you download the client itself, and then you play Wings of Liberty. And I like this game. I want to try Heart of Swarm. It looks a little bit more fun, and you just buy Heart of Swarm. You're into the game. Geometry Wars. It's actually a game that I played with you, Andrew. And Geometry Wars 2, you actually get to play Geometry Wars 1 for free on there, so you can kind of get a throwback and get a feel to it. So, I don't know. It's cool to have both games available on one client where you can jump between them, and you don't have to have 2 clients essentially installed on your computer. Yeah. So,
that's a really good point, actually. You try to click the HOTS button, and it's like, just buy here.
Buy me.
Exactly.
So either way, going to be a lot of fun when Heart of the Swarm comes out. That is going to do it for this episode of Twilight Council. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining me here and discussing these awesome topics.
Thank you, Frank.
Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you follow these guys on Twitter, and we'll see you guys next time on the next episode of Twilight Council.